Hi, this is Steve Gold for Real Time with IPC. Joining me is the president of IPC, Denny McGuirk, and we're here to do our own version of the show wrap-up.
That sounds good to me.
So, you know, the 800-pound gorilla in the room, we'll get that out of the way right away. Let's address attendance. I mean, clearly things weren't the same as last year, by nobody's fault.
Well, yeah, last year, as you're well aware, last year was a record-setting year as far as our attendance, not only of exhibitor personnel, but also attendees. This year, realistically, I don't think anybody expected to set any records. The overall industry is about 30% down, and that's very reflective of the attendees and the exhibitor personnel. You know, you have nearly 400 exhibitors out there, and each one of them look at how many people they need in their booth, and that's how many people they brought, those that they needed. And from an attendee perspective, a company that would normally send 3 or more looked back and said, you know, the 2 of us we're the ones that should be there, we're the ones that we're going to go. And that's what I think all the exhibitors we've talked to have said, is that there may have not have been as many attendees come in, but those who came in were the ones that they needed to talk to. So that was key.
It's interesting when you think about it, because if you look at last year being up, and first year that we moved to Las Vegas, I would like to see the comparison of this year and LA, and I bet it's pretty similar.
It is, yeah, remarkably so. That was our first year in LA, and you know it wasn't a rousing success there,
right.
But it was very comparable as far as the attendees, the exhibitors, etc. It was down a little bit more from that too, but more significantly, in a fair comparison to Las Vegas, we're about 30% down.
Now, did it transcend into the conferences as well? Were those as significantly impacted?
Well, you and I, we've done this a few years now. You know, we start off at the beginning of the week, and there's no one here but, and I'll do a plug here for Shepard, Carl Franklin and his group. I mean, what a wonderful team. They come out here Monday a week ago, and they start working on the show floor. This just doesn't happen. This takes a long time. We have move-in of thousands of pounds of equipment that come in here. This year, it was absolutely flawless. So hats off to Carl and his team at Shepard. We start workshops over the weekend, and the turnout for workshops was down. We reduced the number of workshops, but the attendance at those workshops we had was extremely good. But again, down from last year. Standard committee meetings was exceptional this year, on a par with last year. We would have meetings where we only expected a half a dozen, and we'd have 25, 30 people. I was speaking to Dave Torp, and there were a number of occasions they had 60 people in a committee meeting. So the OEMs, the technical people, I think the justification for coming here to their boss was, hey, we've got a lot of things that we can take care of, and I need to be there. So they did show up.
I want to switch now to a little forward thinking. You know, there's been a lot of talk on the show floor about a move to San Diego. I know next year we're here.
Absolutely.
Where do we go from there?
Next year we are here in Las Vegas, and the following year we're here in Las Vegas. So I know that there are some rumors out that we're leaving earlier. That's not true. The committees have decided that they want to spend these next 2 years, 10 and 11, here in Las Vegas. Then we'll move to San Diego, and we'll be there for 2 more years, and then the plan is to come back here for 2 more years.
Also, sort of
that's as far as I can go right now. But that's what the crystal ball says, that's how far out we're going to be, and it'll be 2 more, 2 in San Diego, and then 2 back.
Interesting. Is there a reason to go to San Diego to switch like that?
You know, it's entirely up to the trade show committees, the Suppliers Council, SMEMA Council. They take a look at it, and they determine where we're going to be. And our role is to execute whatever they would like. And there's a draw to San Diego. I mean, there's certainly more on the walk-ins in San Diego. We don't have a lot of walk-ins here. I mean, they got to fly to get here in most cases. Right. So San Diego will be a bigger draw.
Okay, now I'm going to put you in our standard CEO hot seat that's been the hot seat all week.
Yeah.
You know, not business as usual. What are you and your company doing to address the recession, and specifically how are you helping members get through it?
Well, from an association standpoint, we do everything that a company would do. We take a look at personnel. If we have to restructure, we would do that. If we have to change things we're doing, as far as it's not business as usual. So our goal is to cut back on our expenses to keep up with the cutback on the revenue side. And so we take any number of measures, including fewer people out here, fewer people traveling. We're slowing down our rate of growth in China. We're slowing down some of the things we were going to do in Europe. So from that perspective, we're not going to expand as rapidly as we would have liked when we were looking at this about 9 months ago. But internally in North America, and we're going to be doing a lot more webcasts. We have a webcast seminar that we're going to be doing, a series of webcasts, and of course that'll be open to anyone. And then in May, we have a Capitol Hill Day where we hope we can get a group of members to go to Washington in association with the National Association of Manufacturers to go and see your legislator and say, here are our concerns. And we as a group, as IPC, will have 2 or 3 major concerns that we're going to bring by the legislators.
And that's a powerful group to align yourself with.
It is. They will be able to have access to more speakers than we might be able to have.
Okay, I'm just going to do my own little take here. It's rare I get to offer opinion. I have to throw out the questions. But I was thinking as you were talking about our first thing about attendance, about the value of what's going on here, and I thought about my house. I live in California.
Oh.
My house has taken at least a 30% hit.
Yeah.
But I look at that house and I say, there's a lot of value there.
Yeah.
And next year things will improve. And that's really kind of my take on this. You were hit by the worst economic recession that any of us can remember.
Yeah.
And
I think people walking in here had the same attitude you did, knowing that we're going to come here, we're going to see fewer people. And it's true, there are fewer people. Like you said, it's the big gorilla in the room, but no one expected to have record-breaking attendance. So we're here. I think everyone has had the opportunity to engage with other customers, new customers, old customers, and again, the networking part of this is exceptional. Yep. There are a lot of things you can do on the web, but having a trade show is very difficult just to do on the web.
I work online, and I wouldn't trade an in-person experience for anything.
No.
Kudos to the people who showed up here, the exhibitors, the attendees, and your staff. You did a good job.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Thanks
we'll
very
see you
much.
again in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Once again, this is Denny McGuirk. He's the president and CEO of IPC. I'm Steve Gold, reporting for Real Time with IPC. Thanks for joining us.